is helpful for you and that you're able to take away some advice that might be able to steer you in the right direction for this month, okay? First of all, I am getting a little bit of a heavy message when it comes to finances, okay? I do feel the financial situation is going to look up for a lot of you, and I do feel that for those of you who are actively looking for new jobs or trying to switch locations when it concerns acquiring a new job, I do feel there's a little bit of a fierce competition out there, okay? A lot of people, I feel, it's not so much the skills that you have or the skills that you're lacking. It's more that there are a lot of people in your same predicament who are also on the hunt for work, and as a result of it, I feel there's just very, very intense, fierce competition. And the people that you're interacting with, I feel that they might want you to show the determination, the drive as to why they should hire you. So I do sense that's coming through, and it's going to be very beneficial for you to play on your assets, okay? So that means don't take the safe route when it comes to job interviews, when it comes to, you know, going into any type of an orientation, any type of a meeting. Don't be a conformist. It's really important to really let your assets shine and to basically let others know where you're coming from, all your achievements and things like that. So hype yourself up. I do feel it's going to do wonders for you, especially to be very well received by other people. This is a good time for you, especially because we do have that solar return, which is basically the sun returning to the constellation of your sign, the constellation of Leo, which means that it's going to shine very, very brightly. And it's going to be supportive for you to implement new projects, to push your agenda forward, and to also be in the spotlight, to be in the limelight. So play up your assets. You're going to be very well received, okay? The other message that I'm getting across for a lot of you is, it seems like a lot of you might have recently been passed over for a promotion. Okay, you feel like you worked really, really hard, and that you were basically, I'm getting the message, you know, like swimming against the tides in the corporation, in the place of employment, in the area that you work in. And it feels almost as if you feel that your values are in juxtaposition with the values of the establishment or the values of the people around you. So as a result of it, I do sense that you might feel as if you might have been snuffed, you know, like you might feel like you were passed over for a promotion. You might feel like something was given to somebody else that didn't deserve it as much as you, because you've worked really hard to secure the position. So I do sense, once again, it's all a matter of perspective, and it's all a matter of looking at where other people are coming from, as well as looking at the competition, you know, what they have to offer versus what you have to offer, okay? So fierce competition coming through, especially in the work environment and in the job market, in the labor market. But I do sense something is going to come through for you, especially for those of you looking for work, looking for new work. And the promotion itself will come as well. I do feel possibly it's telling me here some element of like in the time of Virgo. So that's going to be by the end of this month or tired. So I apologize for publishing this video late as well. So let's go into the reading and let me see if there's any last minute messages coming through. So, okay, so let's talk about this first. First of all, we have the High Priestess linked up here with the Seven of Cups. The High Priestess indicates a situation where there's a lot of information that has been revealed to you, okay? Usually it indicates a concealment, but in this situation, a lot of options are laid out and you're seeing a situation in its full glory and with clear eyes, total clarity, so that you can make a decision here. A lot of options are opening up for you, and you're looking at your life as if, you know, everything is fair game. It's an open book, and you know, there's a no holds bar element associated with this, which together can be good or bad. But what I feel here is all the information is laid out ahead for you, and you're going to have to make some type of decisions as to what you want to do, what you want to pursue. I do feel for a lot of you, it could play out in the mundane level, in which you have a lot of suitors to choose from, because the Cup's energy ultimately rules our emotions. So you might have a barrage of suitors that are coming through. And of course, all of these suitors are not always going to be in your best interest. So it is advisable to choose wisely, okay? At the same time, with the High Priestess, it's basically telling me your intuition is kicking in overdrive. And for a lot of you, especially those of you who are out on the in the world trying to find either new work that brings you a lot more emotional fulfillment, or you are trying to look into potentially shifting into a different position that can bring you more emotional fulfillment. I do feel one of the main themes for this month is a lot of you, you're not, you're not in a, especially if you have been dealing with a situation where you feel like you were gypped from a promotion, you were gypped from getting a new position that could potentially be very lucrative for you. You were gypped from landing that project, landing that client because of some internal politics in the workplace, or because of just fierce competition that is out there. You are redrawing some strategy as to how you can proceed in the future in order to achieve success, or you are starting to realize that the current work environment is no longer serving its purpose in your life. It might have been very financially lucrative, but you are also starting to realize that it might not bring you the emotional satisfaction. And one of the things that I am sensing very strongly is it seems almost as if with the solar return, whenever the sun goes back into our constellation, it feels as if a lot of life choices are going to be presenting themselves. And it's basically asking you once again, who are you? Where do you want to be? And how are you going to realistically get where you need to be? So there's a lot of strategizing that needs to happen. I feel like, putting down on paper what it is that you want to do so that you can manifest. I see a lot of you making lists, making checklists, making to-do lists in order to achieve your deep-rooted, desirable goals. And I do feel this can pan out more, not so much like relationship oriented, but more on the work front, on the professional front, also as well on the financial front, because you're trying to achieve greatness. You might have an idea floating around as to where you want to be, but realistically, the steps, steps from A to B is not clearly laid out. So this is a very, very eye-opening moment where you are going to have to decide how you can realistically achieve your dreams. And that basically means, going back to the drawing board and figuring out, laying out a game plan so that you can proceed ahead with a lot more certainty and a lot more clarity as well. In terms of your emotional life, we do have the Queen of Cups here with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands came out first, so let me talk about this first. Whenever I see the Ace of Wands, it usually indicates to me new projects and also some type of a housing situation, okay? I feel like it's short-term housing, so potentially going on vacation and booking a vacation home, booking hotel accommodations and all of that, and even like looking into new clients, looking into new ways to expand, to acquire the things that you want to acquire, to achieve on the emotional front as well. So first of all, your energy is that of the Queen of Cups, where you are feeling very, very emotionally fulfilled, okay? Not only are you giving out a lot of love and affection and a lot of emotional support to other people, I feel that it's being reciprocated your way. So even though you're a fire sign, the energy that you're bringing to the table is someone who's very nurturing, who's very caring, who takes care of, regardless of whether or not you're a Leo female or a male, the energy that you exude is going to be very soft this month. And you're taking more of a receptive energy where you're sitting back on your throne and you're waiting for other people to come to you with offers, to come to you with ideas, to come to you with whatever it is that they're seeking from you. So taking a little bit more of a laid-back approach is going to be beneficial for you. If you have been trying to find work and you are kind of like stuck in a space where you are not completely 100% happy where you are, and even though it might pay well, you're looking for more opportunities to grow, to expand, and to also find that really lucrative assignment that's really going to spark your passion and reignite your drive, your ambition, where you're not going to dread going to work, you enjoy the work, and you feel like you're contributing to society in a very meaningful way. For those of you in a helping or a caring profession, so this can be, even doctors, psychiatrists, nurses, especially I feel like nursing or somebody who might be in a mental health profession. I do feel new assignments, new projects that are coming through for you, possibly new ideas about potentially taking charge of your life and getting yourself in a situation where you might potentially be self-employed, where you might like have a really good idea about how to start something and you feel like, I'm really excited about this idea because it's going to serve its purpose for humanity. Okay, so I definitely feel a lot of like it's this month, it's less about me, it's more about how I can work to serve other people, how I can add value to the world, to the society, and to the environment that I work in, and how I can create a lasting legacy for myself in a way that is meaningful. So I feel like you're taking a step back from the financial aspect of work, and you're detaching work from finances to really understand your baseline, to really understand where you need to be so that you can achieve not only financial stability, but emotional satisfaction from the job that you are doing as well. So it's very work related this month, and I do feel for a lot of you, there could even be, the situation where if you have been working very hard in the past and you have complaints from family members and loved ones that you're not spending adequate time, to nurturing the relationships. I do feel relationships, especially love relationships, family relationships, are going to be basically in the front of the agenda. So you're going to prioritize your interpersonal relationships in order to do that, okay? A lot of you are dealing with a water sign, and I'm going to look into your love situation in a little bit, but I do feel that a lot of you are dealing with a water sign. This is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, male or female. This person is a very, very nurturing, caring person, and I do feel that they are I feel like there's some type of passion being sparked between you and this person, okay? Projects getting off the ground. I do feel attraction getting off the ground, especially for those of you who are single. But I especially feel like they're coming to you with some type of proposal, some type of ideas. And I do feel it's going to be very, very lucrative down the line. So I see you spending a lot of time speaking to a water sign for this month and telling them about your life story, telling them about your childhood, telling them about, your upbringing, your values, and what made you be, like, what shaped you as a child, and all these childhood conditionings, family conditions that basically makes you the person that you are today. So I definitely feel a lot of reminiscing with a water sign. Someone who's very, very caring. And I do feel this mutual back and forth emotional connection, also a very strong physical connection as well with the water sign, figuring very prominently in your life for this month. Now, in terms of your financial situation, we do have the Seven of Pentacles as well as the Prince of Pentacles. The Prince of Pentacles is basically the Knight of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So what I feel is coming through here is a lot of you might be in a situation where you are struggling to get by. Okay, so first of all, let's address the group of Leos that are struggling to get by. I feel almost like you do have enough money. So let's just say, hypothetically, if you were single, living alone, the job that you have, the profession that you're in, your environment, if you were single, living alone, and you didn't have to take care of anybody, I definitely feel that you're making more than enough to sustain, everything and to have leftover to save. But I feel for a lot of you, there are a lot of expenditures, and I feel like you're not a frivolous spender. I feel that a lot of you are taking on the burdens of taking on children, for example, taking care of a lot of children, taking care of a lot of giving money out to family members when they need you. You are a very loyal sign. And you look at family members and relatives, and especially your children, as an extension of you. And you do care on a very, very deep level, emotionally, materially, physically. You do want the best for everybody that you really care about. So I definitely feel that even though, even if you were single, you're making more than enough. But all these expenditures are coming through from other people. I do feel whatever financial situation you're in, regardless, you are going to get some financial assistance coming through for this month, okay? This can be like a small gift of money coming through. I do feel it's linked up here with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This can be news regarding money. Basically, if you have been investing, I do feel there's going to be some payout. It's going to be a slow trickle at first, but I do feel it gaining momentum and building up over time, okay? So if you have been investing, if you have like a portfolio that someone is managing, you're going to receive some very good news regarding the growth potential of your investments. And at the same time, if you're dealing with a situation where you have helped a lot of people in the past, I definitely feel money coming through for you. And I definitely feel like it's coming in unexpected ways. And it might be a small amount, but I do feel it's the gesture, the appreciation that you're getting as well for your past deeds. That's what really matters to you, and that's what's really going to help you. So I feel like an element of unexpected money coming through, and it comes through in through people that you wouldn't expect, through channels that you wouldn't expect, and it's really going to make your day, and it's really going to help you build up your financial resources, your financial base, and it's going to help you stabilize yourself, okay? What I'm sensing is, for others of you, if you have like, I keep getting a lot of children around you, like a big clan is what the message I'm getting, a big family or a big clan, because the guides are saying, using the word clan, and it indicates to me like a very strong sense of kinship. So you might not even be related by blood, but you're caring for a lot of people, especially children, because you feel like, oh, no one's really taking care of them. So I have extra food at my house, and I don't mind, feeding them because they're hungry and they're neglected and things like that. So you might be taking on the responsibilities of parenting somebody else's child or children, mainly because you feel like you have enough to spare in your household. So I definitely feel like this is almost like karma, good karma, coming back tenfold, and it's coming in very unexpectedly, and it's going to be very good for you. It serves the financial assistance that comes through is serving as affirmation that you're on the right track, that you're doing the right thing, and you're doing some sort of you're serving some greater purpose in terms of like solidifying these human ties within the environment that you're working in. So even though it's a reading for Leos, I keep feeling this very strong Aquarius humanitarian vibe that is coming through for you for this month, where you take it upon yourself to help others that are in need, and as a result you're getting some type of like affirmation, financial assistance coming through, even in a time when you're in need, or even in a time when you might have enough, but it's coming through to serve as affirmation that you're doing the right thing and you're uplifting humanity in a really positive way. In terms of your emotional state, we do have here the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So let's talk about the Nine of Wands first. This is a card about taking it usually indicates like if you're in a coupled relationship, it's an argument that has waged on, and you're taking a step back to reassess this situation, to recoup your strength, and to fight another day. So I definitely feel there is an element here of somebody being sick. They were cared for by a very significant person, and as a result of it, it really restores your faith in humanity, your faith in God's society, and your faith in your fellow man. So I definitely feel a resurgence within you, a resurgence where you're having faith again, you're feeling good again, and you're feeling quite emotional when you're dealing with people who might have been gone from your life, or you might not see eye to eye with them, but you feel that there's this common thread running through, this humanitarian thread where, you know, even though you might have like great differences and great rifts between people, between you and another person that is significant to you, at the heart of it, you know that they're always going to be there for you no matter what. And this is the month in which they're going to show that. They're going to really, you know, verbalize the fact that, you know, let's agree to disagree. In the past, we might have had our disputes or arguments not being able to see eye to eye. But you just know that they're always going to be there for you. And likewise, you're going to cast aside your differences. You're not going to be on the defense anymore. And you're going to let people back into your life in a way where, you know, it's like, we do really care about one another, and we're going to try to make things work, whether it be a friendship, a relationship, a family relationship especially, or just any type of an interpersonal relationship where I feel the other person means a lot to you, okay? What I'm also feeling as well with this combination is that I feel for a lot of you, this is something to be mindful about, okay? Blessings come in very, very unexpected ways and at very unexpected times. So rather than pushing, for example, pushing for a specific outcome and battling it out day after day after day to push for a specific outcome, I feel like you might be turning your back to new opportunities that are coming through that can give you the same, if not more, emotional satisfaction. So it's really careful to be a little bit more open-minded and to really like know that I feel this is something that you want to be cognizant about. Whenever in life we are pushing in the direction, right, and we keep encountering blockages, obstacles, and resistance, it basically means that either one, this is the wrong path that you're taking, or number two, this is the right path, but the timing is not yet, because there's something that you're supposed to know before that door is ready to open itself, okay? So I hope that makes sense. I definitely feel for a lot of you, for the past year, things have been a little bit chaotic. Things have been like you're pushing against the tides. Financially, you feel like you're in a space of financial lack. I feel like you're in a space of material lack. You're working very hard, but it seems like whatever money is coming through, you know, at the end of the month, it's going out just as fast. So you feel like materially, financially, you're not exactly where you want to be. And you're not where you want to be, not just for yourself, not just for your own ego, but to, you know, really take care of, nurture, and shower gifts and love and material, you know, comforts on the people that you love. You feel like you're not there to provide all of that. And the universe is trying to ask you to reassess, you know. Financial success is not the same thing as emotional satisfaction, okay? So don't push against the tides, because it basically means our priorities are placed in the wrong things, in the wrong people. So while you're so fixated on achieving this one thing, working a lot, you know, to achieve financial abundance, for example, pushing for the same types of relationships, pushing to get an outcome with the same types of relationship partners, for example, you might miss out on other opportunities that will bring you a lot of emotional satisfaction, security, bliss, and just, you know, overflowing emotional happiness that the universe is has on the offering for you. So if you're so fixated on something else, you're going to miss this opportunity. But the good thing about this is the opportunity is going to come around. So I feel like it's a misconnection that might come around for you this month. Something that never got off the ground. Either a job, an investment opportunity, a friendship, a love relationship. I definitely feel that it's making a comeback in your life. And just keep in mind, this is something that was like a misconnection. It never got off the ground in the past. I do feel it's coming in again because the timing is is right. But I feel like you're so fixated on something else that you're missing out on this. So keep yourself emotionally in the present, emotionally, physically, mentally in the present. So that means don't dwell on the past. Don't project so far into the future. Live each moment, right? And at our birthday time, we are constantly reminded of, where we've been, where we are now, where we're going. It's really important for you to take the time to spend with the people that are coming through for you, who really care about you. So for example, if you haven't heard from a friend, from somebody who has like left your life and all of a sudden they are coming back now, it is a good indicator for you to start with a clean slate and meet up with that person and get the answers that you need, get the reconciliation that you want, and just assume that they're there for you, that they're there without ulterior motives, without hidden agendas. So if you go into that union or that reunion with a more open-minded framework, you're going to be able to achieve to feel loved, to feel that abundance, to feel that emotional happiness once again, okay? So letting our guard down, enjoying the moment for what it is, and don't question ulterior motives. Don't question other things that don't really matter at this present moment in time. I do feel that's going to be very beneficial for you, okay, Taurus? Oh, I'm sorry, this is Leos. I was thinking that a lot of you might be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with this card here. So let's look at your advice card. We do have here the Page of Pentacles. So the Pentacles card has come out twice now, the Court card. We have the Prince of Pentacles as well as the Princess of Pentacles. So this is the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So I definitely feel some really, really positive financial news that is coming through for you, okay? And I mentioned earlier, investment opportunities or investment portfolios are actually coming. They're basically they're paying out for you. At the same time, we have some news communication regarding some type of financial situation, and it's linked up here with the Ace of Pentacles, which indicates to me a brand new job. So for those of you who have been worried, who have been in a situation where you work really hard, you bring home the money, but the money just seems like it's never enough. So I definitely feel there's some financial news coming through, possibly promotions, possibly new job, possibly even some type of a financial windfall. I don't feel like it's a massive amount of money, like winning the lottery or something like that. But I definitely feel it's a new opportunity that can be built upon, that can be very, very stable, that can really be lucrative for you in the future. What I'm also feeling is, for some of you, you might have some news, some communication with a new earth sign coming into your life. Okay, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I definitely feel this is something that is very, very stable. It can be built in on firm foundation, and it can provide you with a lasting framework. Okay, so no matter in what area of your life this person comes in as, it is going to be a very, very good union between the two of you. So the last card here is the Emperor. So what I'm sensing here is there have been a lot of blockages. I feel for the past like 9 months, up to a year. I feel like the 9-month period is showing up very, very strongly, because I feel like the 9 indicates, the last in the cycle. After the 9, you start with the 10, which reduces to a 1, where you start a brand new beginning. So I feel like for the last 9 months, you have been pushing very, very hard. You might have feel like a little bit left out in the cold when it comes to finances, when it comes to the work situation, and a lot of you, new job opportunities are coming through, or at least you're gauging the potential of the possibilities, of what else is available out there on the labor market, what other avenues you can, move towards. And especially if there's some type of a new project someone is proposing to you, they might want you to partner up. And I do feel that it is going to be a very, very lucrative partnership. So let me just emphasize here, you've got 2 aces. Both of these are very, very beautiful cards, and it's basically telling you to really go for it. And you don't have to question it. You don't have to doubt it. And it's really important for you to know that at the end of that 9 months of struggle, you do deserve the best. And that's what the universe is coming in to remind you here, okay? So I definitely feel some major events, life-changing events are coming through for this month. And I don't feel it's going to be that emotional roller coaster, but I definitely feel it's going to be like a very emotionally gratifying month. And the other thing I want to emphasize, and this is another message I was getting at the beginning, and I didn't know how it would fit in because I was trying to listen to the message and trying to interpret it. This is specifically for those of you, for some reason, I feel like if you have given out a lot to people in need, especially, community service, taking care of children, like, so for example, and I see this a lot, if you have like children and they have friends that are kind of like neglected within their own household, their parents might not have the means or the resources, or even they just don't have the means to take care of your friends' children. I feel a lot of you are like preparing like a placemat or like a place at the dinner table for the kids. And even you're including as well your children's friends, because their parents might not have the means to take care of them or to feed them properly. So I feel like a lot of you have been doing that in the past. And I feel like you're getting some big rewards for your big heart. That's what I feel coming through. And both of these aces indicates to me a lot of financial abundance coming through. And it comes through because a lot of you are shifting into new work where you are going to seek more emotional fulfillment. As a result of this shift, where your emphasis is placed on the emotional fulfillment aspect of it, you are going to be on the right path. You're being guided on the right path, where the money is going to start coming through, okay? It's going to start out with the trickle, but I do feel you by September. I definitely feel major transitions happening and new jobs. For those of you who have been looking, the interview process is going to be a little bit of a sore spot for you, because you feel like you don't have to prove anything to anybody. But I definitely feel the competition is fierce. And the person that you're dealing with, they seem very nonchalant, so you might walk out of that interview meeting feeling as if you bombed it. But I definitely feel there's like a lot of good energy supportive of your ability to shine, your ability to convey yourself really well, and your ability to at least let your skills, your expertise, and your past work experience speak for themselves, okay? So let's move on into your love readings. Let's see what's going on for you. So the other signs, I used a different deck. So the first, I believe, 6 videos, I used the 𝐂𝐀𝐍'𝐓 deck by Paulina Cassidy. For this reading, I'm traveling right now. You can see my setup is different, and I forgot to bring that deck, so I'm going to use this one instead. Okay, I'm not going to read reversals. So let's see what's in store. I definitely see some people from the past returning. And I feel like it was a little bit of a sore spot. You're still dealing with a sore situation. It's almost as if like the wound is still fresh. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, there's another one that popped out. Okay, so let's talk about this situation here. I'm going to put the other cards I pulled out on the bottom, and then we'll talk about them in clusters. I'm actually going to pull one more card out for here, the 5 of Swords. Okay. So let's talk about this first. In the past position, We do have a situation where there were potentially, this is what I call the conflict card, but also an empty victory, okay? Not seeing eye to eye with another person. Being in a situation where there was a lot of conflict, and, you know, conflict of the verbal kind, where one person just had to walk away in order to either preserve their sanity. But I feel like there was very, very clear, succinct communication. So words are being thrown around, but you and the other person were not seeing eye to eye. We're not really communicating with one another, okay? I definitely feel there is some contact coming back from the past with this card. Obviously, because it's also your birthday time, and that tends to happen with exes and, you know, former lovers, even people that you might have dated for a really long time, like a long time ago. Wishing you, you know, there's some type of a contact, or there's some type of like hoping for communication coming from you. I do feel if this is an ex, I definitely sense that you're leaving it behind and you have moved on with your life, okay? You're looking forward into the future and you're no longer like concerned as to what they're doing, but I definitely feel a lot of contact coming back from ex-lovers. Somebody's looking on, wanting to contact you or wanting to get into your space again, but they're really, really afraid that you're going to I feel like they're afraid that you're going to be upset. They're afraid that you're really going to give them a piece of your mind. And as a result of it, they're kind of like teetering on the periphery. And they're not really budging. But I do feel some type of a passive-aggressive communication coming through, okay? It's linked up here with the Devil card. And the Devil card usually indicates a situation, a relationship that was highly, highly physical. It was highly sexual. It was highly charged. And there was definitely a lot of chemistry. But you knew it wasn't the right relationship. You knew it wasn't the right partner. And you knew that, you know, the way that you interacted with one another and the way that you both, I feel, conducted yourself might have been not entirely positive for growth and for maturation. So I feel like a lot of you have overcome this situation. Even though I feel like for this month, the communication coming back from this person might even like tug at your heartstrings just a little bit, okay? So I definitely feel that coming through. If you have been dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this situation is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and earth sign. This situation seems like it's linked up here with some type of an earth energy, okay? Where I just feel like you both are very different elements. You're very action oriented. The other sign, the earth sign, is very results oriented. Okay, they're more concerned about the end goal. So they're very slow to act. They're very like stubborn as well. So there's a lot of ego conflict I see playing out in these cards. A lot of you might have severed a long-standing relationship about 5 months ago, is what I'm feeling. And you might be getting contact from this person, and you know, it's igniting that passion within you once again, because I feel like it was a highly sexually charged relationship as well, where, you know, opposites attract, but you knew it wasn't entirely healthy, and you knew there was no long-term commitment from either you or from the other person. You knew it wasn't going to be conducive for a stable relationship. Which brings us to the present moment right now. I do feel a lot of you have met your match, someone who's very supportive, someone who's very nurturing. At the same time, it's somebody who really cares about family, who has family values that you know, prescribe to, and you're walking on the same path. So I do see a lot of similarities between you and the new person. And the new person seems to me like they're willing to build upon, they're willing to work hard, they're willing to get their hands dirty in order to achieve something with stability with you. And what's coming through here is we do have the Queen of Cups as well as the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like a lot of you might be dealing with a water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer for this month, okay? It could be extending beyond this month, but what I feel is that energy is very, very prominent. And I mentioned earlier that opposites attract. And I definitely feel if it's a person from the past, they're coming in with good intentions. I do sense that. If it was like a misconnection, like I mentioned earlier, there is potential for it to get off the ground one more time. So with this water sign, I do feel the feelings are sincere. There's definitely a lot of passion here. There's definitely a very strong emotional connection. It's linked up with the Wheel of Fortune as well. So I definitely feel this is a stable relationship that is very fated, where you can both build something solid together, okay? The water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, at their best, they are very, very caring, very nurturing. At their worst, they're a little bit shy, insecure, and they can also be prone to jealousy as well. So just be mindful about this energy. And I feel like they need a lot more reassurance than you do. So if you can spend more time with them, and spend more time to, plan out things, and to give them the affirmation that they mean a lot to you, that's going to be very important, okay? Because I feel like it seems almost like they wear their heart on their sleeves. They're very, very emotionally expressive, but they might hold back a little bit for some reason for this month, mainly because they feel like you might be acting aloof, okay? So it's really important to let them know how you feel about them, because I feel them emotionally kind of drifting away, okay? So in terms of the crowning energy, what you are thinking about in terms of love, we do have here the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is a situation where you are assessing potentially two options that are laid on the table for you. I definitely feel for a lot of you, you've got some communication from the past, and you're in a really happy, stable relationship right now, possibly with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and you have some communication in the past that's throwing you for a loop. I don't feel a lot of you, if that's the case, I don't feel a lot of you are going to re-engage with the past person, even though that attraction was very strong. I feel that you are very loyal, and you're not going to stray. You're not even going to give the other person the benefit of the doubt. For those of you who are still considered single, where you've met a water sign that you really like, but there's a past energy coming from the past, I feel that the communication is kind of like destabilize you emotionally, and you're just trying to weigh out the pros and cons, whether or not to re-engage. And I don't feel you're going to budge just yet. You're going to wait and bide your time and wait for the other person to approach you. The other person from the past, they know they've made a mistake by letting you walk away. I do sense that with this card. It's like they're standing there looking at your life, looking at you, wanting to make a connection, but they're very scared because they're kind of like defenseless, and you yourself are wearing full armor with a lot of swords, so you're ready to attack. So I definitely feel a lot of fearfulness, hesitation on their end, because they know they did something wrong. Now, in terms of the foundation is the thing on which the whole situation is built. We have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords indicates a situation where we don't have full information. We don't have the full story. We don't know the ins and outs. We don't know the beginnings and the ends, and we have to like fill in the blanks. In the background, we have the moon, and the moon indicates our heightened intuition. Our intuition kicking in, helping us fill in those gaps. Also, in your dream state, you might have had inkling, you might have had dreams about the other person and what they're going through. And a lot of you know that, they're going to be coming back. There's going to be some messages. There's going to be some communication. It's linked in here with the Knight of Swords, where somebody is coming back and they're fighting for you, okay? This can be an air sign, an Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Or it can be like that water sign I mentioned earlier, because it could be somebody who's like very, very emotionally, like very directed, very adamant, very certain about what they want. And they're going to go charge right in. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody either from the past or from the present. And they're very, very clear about what they want with you. They're almost giving you an ultimatum. So a lot of you might have to, you're trying to juggle two people potentially, dating-wise, and they're giving you some ultimatums, and you're going to have to make a choice, and you're going to realize that they're serious, that they're charging in fast, they're pretty aggressive, and they know what they want. So it's going to throw you off a little bit because of the energy that they bring. It's very destabilizing. They're very fast, very swift, very, very analytical as well, and they can persuade you. So I feel like you're going to have to make some swift decision about what you want to do in your love life, who you want to be with, and who's a better fit for you, okay? So what I'm sensing as well, for those of you who are single, we have here the Ten of Cups, which is emotional happiness, satisfaction. And this is like the apex of the human emotional experience. It's a very, very positive card. It also indicates family reunion and getting that emotional support that you want. But I definitely feel, even for those who are single, there's some past energy trying to come back. A lot of you are juggling your finances. A lot of you are juggling, the ways in which you can improve your financial situation, or the direction that you want your life to take. So there's a lot of like themes here about work and family being on the front burner rather than the relationship. But I definitely feel water sign coming through, offering friendship, emotional support, and love, okay? I also feel an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, potentially coming back in. This could be a new person, but they're going to make their intentions very, very, very clear for you. So we've got two options here, water sign, air sign. I do feel that person from the past, if it has been problematic, I feel that you should talk to them, clear the air, get the closure that you need. But I definitely feel things are really going to go in your favor for this month, especially in the love front, okay? So if you'd like to get a private reading with me, please visit my website where you can schedule an appointment for yourself. If the reading is helpful and it resonates with you, I do have a donation button, so if you would like to contribute to my channel, I would appreciate that. The information